Hey baddies, it's your girl Bevy, and today we're gonna talk about Lustriva and why Mary Ruth swears by this, y'all. Like, she put all her eggs into this Lustriva basket. Why she swears by it. It's not the only brand that has Lustriva, and whether or not it's worth your time, whether or not it works, and whether or not it's a dupe for Nutrafol, and whether or not it's worth your money. So let's just jump right in. So just so you know, this is the first time I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna tell you what I think up front, and then we're gonna break everything down, because I noticed that a lot of y'all, which are short attention spans, will watch the beginning and then y'all don't get all the tea at the end of the video. So I'm gonna give you the tea up front and then do what you want with that information. So is Lustriva a dupe for Nutrafol? No. Does Lustriva work? Absolutely. There are tons of clinical studies to support its efficacy, aka to support the fact that it does work. I'll tell you how it works. It does work to grow and thicken your hair. They do work completely different, and they target different pathways of hair loss. But Lustriva is more for someone who is experiencing very mild hair loss, very mild thinning. They don't have any underlying conditions. They don't have hormonal hair loss. Lustriva is not for you if you have perimenopause, if you have menopause, if you have thyroid issues, androgenetic alopecia, alopecia areata. Like, Lustriva is not the girl for you. Can you take Lustriva and see results? Absolutely, with those conditions, but it's not sustainable. You won't keep it. It's like pouring water into a cup with a hole in it. Whereas Nutrafol targets all these different causes of hair loss, and whatever you fall under, it's going to take care of the hair loss that you're dealing with. But Lustriva know that they're not for everybody, and they don't want to be for everybody. They're not trying to be for everybody under the sun. Lustriva is not trying to help everybody in every way. The best way, I'm good with analogies, but one is not coming to me right now. It's not coming. It's not, what is it? It's not clocking. It's not clicking to me right now, but we'll get to that. So what is Lustriva? Lustriva is a patented ingredient. It's a branded ingredient made, overall is glorified biotin. It's glorified biotin made by a company named Nutrition21. Nutrition21 is a lab, is a manufacturer that makes these ingredients and sell them to supplement manufacturers or supplement companies, i.e. like myself. So you see that I would have like different ingredients that I'm testing out. I personally test the ingredients and tried them out before I'm putting them into my supplement. Lustriva is one of them that I tried out. I went to a supplier event, I can't even remember when, and I tried the Lustriva for several weeks, and I'll tell you how that went for me in a minute. But to answer the original question, does Lustriva work? It absolutely does work. Now, I'll be honest with you, should you spend $79, $75 for Lustriva sold by Mary Ruth? Absolutely the heck not. I said what I said. Do not spend your money on Mary Ruth's Lustriva, because Mary Ruth with Lustriva in it, I'm talking about her hair growth supplement. I'm not talking about nothing else. So please don't come for me, but do, because it boosts my engagement when y'all come for me. Anyway, all that to say, the Lustriva is the hero ingredient. It's the main ingredient that is actually making all the magic happen. And then everything else she has, she's just a multivitamin. So y'all paying $79 for her Lustriva when you can go on Amazon and get it from Nature Made for $26.98. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help y'all out. So if y'all want the Lustriva, and I'm gonna talk about what it is, how it works, and if you're interested in finding out, or if you're like, okay, I got my answer, that's on you. But the bottom line is, don't spend your money on Mary Ruth's Lustriva. I know she just launched the supplement, I don't know if it's a capsule tablet. I didn't really look that deep into it. I could talk about that on a separate video. This is not about Mary Ruth, but I'm telling you, if you want Lustriva, you can just pay for Lustriva. You can't get pure Lustriva. You would have to be a manufacturer for pure Lustriva. But if you want it cheaper, get it from Nature Made. And that's that on that. Oh, let me say this last thing about Mary Ruth, and then I'm moving on. Mary Ruth, so this is a patented technology. She bought exclusive rights to the liquid form of it. That's why you will not find, and I don't know when her exclusivity deal or rights run out, but at the time of this video, she bought exclusive rights to the liquid form of it. That's why you will only see Lustriva liquid form with Mary Ruth. So that's her unique value proposition. Going back to business and talking about business, that's where Mary Ruth shines, because she knows there's no other liquid vitamin that can carry Lustriva. But Lustriva comes in other forms, like I said, powders, whatever. It can go into a gummy bear, it can go into a capsule, it can go into a tablet, it can go into anything. It comes in powder form. I tried it out myself, and I'll tell you my experience with it and why I personally am not putting it in my supplement. I'm just keeping it above. Yeah, that's the last thing I want to say about that. She's the only one who can have it in liquid form. Okay, so biotin, for the record, it pretty much helps your body build keratin. Keratin is important for keratin synthesis because the hair is made up of 90% keratin. The best way to fortify keratin is to add more keratin, especially as we get older. We don't create as much collagen. We don't create as much anything. We need a crutch for every damn thing as we get older. It is what it is. But it's not even just older people. Like, you need to continue feeding your body. Just like every morning, every day you wake up and you need to eat more protein. Every single day you need to wake up, feed your body protein and feed your follicle protein, because the follicles are little tiny organs that thrive off of blood, oxygen, nutrients, right? It needs to eat every single day. And the best way to grow beautiful thick hair, these are K tips, beautiful thick hair, even though I have nice hair, for those of you who know, but what, that's neither here nor there. I just always do stupid stuff like we all do. Like, you know, we do what we do because we like to do it, but that's not the point here. To grow beautiful thick hair, you want to make sure that you are, one of the things, of the many things to do, is you want to have protein. So when you take a biotin supplement, it's only but so much biotin that the body is going to absorb before it pees out the rest of it. It's going to pee out a ton of it. Now, I know y'all hear me say that I am not a fan of biotin, and I'm not. I don't think that a hair growth vitamin needs biotin. The amount of biotin that you need, you will get in a day from eating protein. Literally from eating 2 eggs or whatever plant-based form of protein, you're gonna get your daily supply of biotin. The rest of it is just circulating around in the plasma, not doing a darn thing until you pee it out. So you don't need all that biotin, and I don't like how it affects labs, and I don't like, for me more specifically, because it's comedogenic, how the more biotin I take, I break out, because it's comedogenic. It does block the pores. It tends to block the pores. So I just personally don't like biotin. These companies swear by it, well, not swear by it, because it was a big deal for so long. Marketing always feels like they need to have a little bit of biotin. However, in this case, what Lustriva does is that this patented complex does is that it increases the bioavailability of biotin in the body. What does that mean in English, Bevy? It means that it extends the amount of time that it's in your body doing what it does, so that your body doesn't metabolize it as fast. So if biotin is gonna come in and feed you for 2 minutes, this Lustriva is gonna come in and feed you for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm just giving examples. I just want you guys to grasp the concept. So that's why this is quote unquote working, because it's like it's essentially feeding you. Instead of you having a 2-minute feeding window of biotin, of keratin, it is giving you a 30 minutes. So of course, the more you eat, the bigger you're gonna get. Or even better, if we're not talking about amount of time, it's time when it comes to bioavailability. But it's the difference of giving you like a 3-ounce steak and a 30-ounce, if that's even possible. Like, what is that, a tomahawk? I'm being facetious. So anyway, so not only does this complex increase the bioavailability of biotin in your body, and only this ingredient does it. Only this ingredient from this company, Nutrition 21, does it, but it also has bonded arginine, silicate, and magnesium biotinate or biotinate. So it's basically going to do a couple of different things, but let me explain what those things even mean, okay? So arginine silicate is gonna boost the nitric oxide, meaning that it's gonna increase blood flow. It works as a vasodilator. Arginine is an amino acid that's gonna boost blood circulation. You'll see that a lot of bodybuilders and a lot of people in the gym, they take arginine. If they don't take arginine, they're taking something with arginine in it, because arginine gives you a lot of that pre-workout feeling. Like, it opens up your blood vessels, it's a vasodilator, and it gushes the blood through your blood vessels. And that gets you going. It's like being caffeinated. It's like, all right, let's go. We about to do this, right? So you're gonna see a lot of gym rats that are using arginine. So this has arginine in it. And so why does that matter? Because the more nutrients reach your hair follicles, the more it eats. So then the magnesium biotinate or biotinate, whatever, like I said, is a highly absorbable form of biotin. I already explained that. Then it also has the silicone support, which is supporting collagen. It also has like its form of collagen that's helping you build, you know, keratin, helping the structure. And it's just overall, collagen is good for fullness, for thickness, right? So in English, this complex combined increases the bioavailability of biotin. It's gonna give you better blood flow. It's gonna give you stronger keratin, and it's going to give you stronger hair. And it has the clinical studies to back it up. Let me put it on the screen. Now, like I said, I met with Nutrition 21 personally at this event, and they gave me their white paper, and they also gave me like their little handouts. And so there's something else that I wanna say really quickly, but the studies studies are saying essentially that it's going to support hair thickness, improve fullness of the strand quality within as early as 3 weeks, and you're gonna see visually fuller hair by 12 weeks. And this also has skin benefits because of the collagen in it. But let me look at really quickly the handout that they gave me, because I wanna just kind of break this down a little bit, because this is like the major marketing that most people are gonna see. But you know me, I like to go down to the nitty gritty of things. I keep saying I'm gonna get a magnifying. I have not gotten one yet, so forgive me. So what this means is that Lustriva, the clinical studies, so there's over 100 clinical studies when it comes to Lustriva. Well, they said over 100 on their site. I know that sounds crazy. I'm like, really, over 100 though? But yeah, this is what they do. This manufacturer, this lab is just supporting their claims as much as possible, because they're selling it to these supplement companies. They're not selling it to individuals like me and you. Like, you can't just be like, hey, Nutrition 21, can I get some Lustriva? Because I don't want to pay Mary Ruth. No, they're selling it to these big supplement manufacturers, because in the kilos, you can't get it in small kilos, honey. You got to get them big kilos for this. So now Lustriva increased terminal hairs by 18% in 3 weeks. I know 18% don't sound like much, but follow along. Terminal hairs, by the way, is your thick hairs. Those are your thick hairs, your full grown body hairs. They're pigmented, they're mature, and you're going to see them in your edges, your crown, and overall your length. So when you hear terminal hairs, that's full grown hair. That's full body. Okay. Now, what does that mean? It basically means that, you know, people that took it, and I looked all over to see how many people, the subjects, I couldn't find it. If y'all could find it, please let me know in the comments. But they seen an 18% increase in terminal hairs. That means more thicker hair. Some hairs transitioned into the thicker hair, and existing hair got denser. So then also in just 3 weeks, Lustriva reduced vellus hairs by 34%. So vellus hairs is the peach fuzz. That's it. Vellus hairs is peach fuzz. I call it's not baby hairs the way we call baby hairs, but it's really, vellus hairs is really baby hairs. They're small, they're peach fuzzy, they're, you know. So what Lustriva does, this is very important for you to understand. Lustriva goes straight to the dermal papilla of the follicle. The dermal papilla, the best way to describe it is each follicle's CEO. It's the boss, it's the composer, it's the manager, and it's telling the follicle what to do, right? It's telling the follicle, listen, I need you to go to anagen. I need you to go over to catagen. You need to go to telogen. Now, for those of y'all who follow me, y'all know there's 3 phases in the hair growth cycle. It's really 4, but I keep it super simple. Anagen, catagen, telogen. The key to hair growth is anagen. That is the active growth phase of the hair growth cycle. And the key to hair growth is to activate that and to extend that as long as possible. So what I do here is I teach you how to biohack staying in anagen for as long as possible. But scratch that. Then we move on to catagen. That's when you're resting, because you're taking a break before you have to jump out of here. It's like jumping off a plane when you're about to transition into telogen, which is the shedding phase, okay? So you need to get all your energy up before you can just start shedding, okay? Long story short, the bottom line is that the dermal papilla is the one that's telling your follicles what to do. Take notice that all your follicles are not in the same phase at the same time. Because if that was the case, when you shed, all your hair will fall out. You would literally be bald. But that doesn't work that way, because you're not, and I know I'm talking loud, sorry, so turn your TV down or your phone. The dermal papilla is the one that's telling, is the CEO of the follicle. It's the center of the follicle, and it's basically like the control room, telling the follicle where to go, what to do. Lustriva goes directly to it, and it says, hey, I need these baby hairs to get thicker now. And it says, all right, bet, I need where that money, and the money is the oxygen, the blood circulation, the nutrients, and the biotin. Remember, the biotin is the food. It's like fish food. It's the food. The blood circulation is getting the food there and keeping it there, because the biotin is more bioavailable. So now you're eating is your follicle is just eating. It's just having a time. And then the silicone and the collagen is just like there. Go ahead and get fat for me. Go ahead and get fat for me. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry, my mind have to work this way. Like, if it don't, nothing will make sense to me, because it's strengthening the hair and it's making it thicker. So that's why in 3 weeks you see that there was that 18% increase in terminal hairs in that big body hair, and you see that 34% reduction in the baby hair. So you know how they say, like, don't go get your body done before you get your grown woman body. Like, let the hair growth cycle do what it's gonna do, so you could see that full grown woman body before you start throwing K-tips into it and, God forbid, messing it up. We about to find out, y'all. I'm really terrified underneath this. But anyway, we know what to do to get it back. But we gotta stop living la vida loca and just throwing caution to the wind. We gotta stop that. Like, I am so guilty. That's why I don't judge nobody, okay? Okay, so that's that story. So that's the science and the mechanism of action behind Lustriva. So, you know, it does work in as early as 3 weeks. You're gonna see fuller hair in 12 weeks, which 12 weeks is when you're gonna see anything, because it takes, when you're doing any type of biohacking, it takes about 12 weeks to biohack and start to see changes in your body when you're doing anything when it comes to supplementation. So you have to give it 3 months, 12 weeks. Okay, so me personally, this is what I wanted to say. So I was taking the Lustriva for several weeks because they gave me samples, because they want me to become a believer. And I will tell you that I felt extremely jittery. Like what I was saying earlier, like the heart racing, like it was like I took an energy drink, and you got to do this every single day. And I felt like I was constantly about, like, you know, and when you're someone who's already neurodivergent, I don't need any more help. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no assistance. You know, like we're good over here with our hyper, you know what I'm saying, with all the foolishness that we got going on in the epicenter of our central nervous system. You know what I'm saying? Like our brain. So we're good over here. So they do have all the claims that it's safe and everything, and your heart is not going to essentially jump out your chest. Think of it like a pre-workout. Think of it like taking caffeine. If you're already caffeine sensitive, think of it like, you know, my asthmatic baddies who have to take albuterol as needed, and your heart, you probably get used to it. You build a tolerance, a resistance to it, and you're just like, it's like taking pre-workout every morning. I'm good. But me personally, I didn't want it because, again, it is glorified biotin, and Lustriva is too much on its own that it takes away from me being able to do what I want to do, and that's target all aspects of hair loss and hair growth. I don't want to just be a one and done. Lustriva is like, look, I don't care what else you got going on. I'm just gonna go ahead and feed your follicles some biotin. But if your follicles, if they're sick, if there's an underlying condition that you're dealing with, if you can't absorb it no matter what you try, it don't care. It's just gonna keep stuffing you with bagels. Well, no, let's talk protein. Keep stuffing you with steak and meat and all kinds of stuff, and you can't even tolerate it, right? So me, I want a more holistic, fully integrative scientific approach to hair growth, and you're gonna get that from Nutrafol, but for $90, and you're gonna get that from my supplement, and nowhere near $90. So for those of you who don't know, please drop your information in the description box below, because I am gonna sell out. I am getting way too many DMs, too many inboxes, too many emails, and I already am counting up the amount of people that are already ready to hit, you know, the button, you know, on their phone. So please, if you don't want to have to wait for the next go round and the next batch, please put your information down below so that you can get your hands on it. But can you stop taking Nutrafol and take Lustriva? You can start taking Lustriva. It will work for you. It is powerful. Buy it for $26.98, but it's only really mainly for people with mild hair loss. You're not really dealing with anything serious, but you just want a great multivitamin. I think younger people up into the mid-30s will do really good with this. But for my perimenopausal baddies and everybody else with hormone issues up the wazoo, I would stay away. And just wait for your, you know, continue with Nutrafol or find a Nutrafol dupe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I really hope that was helpful. Let me know if you want me to do more stuff like this. And yeah, that's it. That's all. Bye.